guys, hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all well. I hope 2023 is going really well for you. So yeah, I know this video is a little late to the party, but hey ho, let's just go with it. Today's video is basically my January wrap up / my February TBR as well. I do have a little bit of a confession to make. I didn't really stick to my TBR last month because for one, I didn't really feel like reading those books, so I thought I'm not going to force myself to read them, otherwise I won't enjoy it. And these books are really like popular, especially on like TikTok and everything like that, and I've heard that they're really good, so but I wasn't really in the mood for them, so I kind of read other things. So yeah, so in the month of January I did read 4 books, which is not bad for me because last year I was in a very long reading slump. Like I didn't want to read at all, so 4 books is not bad for the start of the month, or the start of the year I should say, not the start of the month, which I'm really proud of myself. And these books were kind of big as well, so that's very good. I mean, I am a bit of a slow reader at the moment because, you know, I was in the reading slump, so every month I kind of like challenge myself to read more books each month. But anyway, we'll see how we go. So the first book I read was not part of my TBR at all. I just really wanted to read this book because so many people have recommended this book series to me, and I've read the other series kind of halfway. I'm halfway through the other series of books by this author, so I thought I'll give this one a go and see how it is. And oh my god, I am in love with this series. I've already I've already ordered the second and third book because I have to read on. I have to see what this is like, not because I have to read on. I have to see what happens next. And yeah, and of course the book I'm talking about is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I absolutely love this book. Like, I absolutely love the Throne and Glass series, absolutely love those series, but this series so far I think kind of beats the Throne of Glass, I think, personally. Don't shoot me, but of course I gotta read the rest of the series to find out if this does kick ass. If you don't know what A Court of Thorns and Roses is, it's basically about this girl called Feyre, who lives in the mortal realm, and basically she goes out hunting, slaughters a wolf, which turns out to be a fairy, and then basically she gets taken by the high fairy, and then basically gets taken hostage, and she lives with them, and it's basically like a Stockholm syndrome sort of book. I mean, I found because she falls in love with him, and he falls in love with her. Like, yes. Like, I loved the intensity of it. I loved the whole adventure. I loved the characters. I mean, I rated this 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I absolutely loved it. This is my first 5 out of 5 stars of the year. If you love this book, would highly recommend it, and I cannot wait to read the rest. Okay, the next book that I read is Behind the Messages by Ella May Williams, which I will put right here. This book is the first book she's ever written. I actually am friends with her on social media, so I thought I'd give, you know, I'd be supportive and read her book, and I was not disappointed. This book is amazing. If you're into like dark humor and everything like that, this is the book for you. It was so funny. Some of it was so funny. Some of it was heart-wrenching, and some of it was like, oh my god, I can't believe that. And the ending, oh my god, left a cliffhanger. Really did leave a cliffhanger. And she's already in the middle of writing the sequel, and I'm like, you need to write it fast because I have to know what happens. It's basically about this girl and her brother who live basically together with their alcoholic dad, basically coming back to the house whenever he pleases, and their mum is long gone. Like, she's left because she can't put up with this anymore. So and she's having a few problems, so she sees a school counsellor who recommends this app, which is like a dating app, but it's more like a therapy session. Basically, you do daily tasks on it to help you therapeutically. So it's like a mental awareness app that matches you with someone else. And of course, she's matched with a boy in the same school. And of course, he's going through a difficult time at the moment with his parents' divorce. So they both find the app pretty stupid. She's very blunt. She's very sort of, let's get this over with. I don't care. You know, fuck the whole entire world, which I absolutely love. And he's sort of very mellow, very sort of, you know, tries to make peace with everyone, even though what's going on in his life isn't very peaceful. But anyway, and of course, they are friends with the same group of friends, which they do not know. So they have no idea at the start of the book that it's each other, that they're actually messaging each other, and they kind of like form a romance, and it's just out of this world. And like I said, I'm not going to give too much away. The ending was just mind-blowing. Leave it like that. You know, I have to know what happens. You know, you can't leave it like that. It's honestly amazing. I did rate it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I just absolutely loved it. But it was a little bit slow to begin with. That's why I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. But as I kept on reading it, it was bliss. Because I can't even remember what the hell I've read. Okay, so the next book that I read was an ebook again, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I have always wanted to read this book. I was determined to read it. Everyone's recommended it to me. Everyone said it was amazing. They did warn me that it was slow to start with, which I kind of agree it was. But then when you kept on reading, oh my god, it was amazing. It really was amazing. And I cannot wait to continue the series. So basically, The Cruel Prince is basically about these 3 sisters that get taken away from the mortal realm. Their parents get killed and they get taken away, and they live in the immortal realm where everyone is basically immortal. So the eldest wants to try out in a tournament, and of course the prince basically doesn't want her to, because for one, she's immortal, mortal, and for 2, he doesn't really want a mortal kicking his ass. So basically they try and scare her out of doing this competition, which, you know, she does, and she does get beaten to a pulp. But there is a slight romance between her and the prince, basically a rebellion against the royal family, and she's kind of like, what the hell is going on? So tries to save the last royal, because it turns out that his brother was the one that organised the rebellion. I don't know why I can't remember most of this story. I mean, I did give it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because, like I said, yeah, it was very slow. I kept wanting to put the book down, and that's probably why I didn't concentrate on it so much. But probably before I read the next books, I might give it a reread and see how it goes. What the hell happens in this book? Which is kind of bad, but anyway. Okay, so the next book that I read, I actually read 5 books this month, which isn't bad. Kind of forgot this book that I read it. Just remembered that I actually read 5 books this month, not 4, 5. But these are part of the same series. So the next 2 books that I read are, they are books, but they're more like graphic novels. Heartstopper series. I love these books. I mean, I can't get enough of them. I mean, Nick and Charlie, oh my god, they're so cute. They really are. I absolutely love them. And I just can't wait to read the rest of this series with the LGBTQ plus community. It's just so nice because so many people are still wondering about their sexuality, and it's like, and they're scared and they don't know, you know, if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it doesn't matter, you know, whatever your sexuality is, you know, you're still loved. You know, no one is gonna shove you aside and everything like that, you know. And these, I just love them so much. I mean, I really cannot wait to continue reading them. They're just, oh, they're just amazing. They really are. Absolutely love it. If you don't know anything about Heartstopper, where are you? Are you living under a rock? What the hell? Like, come on. You gotta read them. They're amazing. Okay, so those are the books that I read this month. So all 5 books that I've read this month. Now it's time for this month's books. I mean, I have borrowed 3 books from the library, so hopefully I can read those. I am currently reading 3 books at the minute, all at the same time. So yeah, but let's get on to the books that I really want to read. First book on my TBR is The Charming Quirks of Others by Alexander Mccall Smith. This one right here. This is, I have no idea what it's about, but basically, give me a second. Yeah, I'm reading the plot or the synopsis, and I'm confused as hell as to what this book is about. So hey, I'm gonna give it a read, see how it is. It does look really nice. It's quite small as well, so that's quite good. I mean, it's 246 pages, so that would be a really good read. I can't wait. The next book that I'm hoping to read this month is called The Both of You by Adele Parks. I cannot read this book. I've seen this book all over TikTok and I found it in my local library and I was like, I really want to read that. I'm really getting into sort of like crime and mystery books at the moment, which is a genre that I never thought I'd get into. So it's basically about this woman who's a devoted wife and stepmom, goes to work one day and never returns home. So the same week, different world, Jansen. Really? Let's redo that again. Same week, different world, Kaya Janison leaves her sexy, wealthy husband and their luxurious penthouse and vanishes into thin air. Both husbands seem distraught, claiming they have no idea where their wives have gone. DC Clements wants answers. Did these women run away or were they taken? Most importantly, where are they now? When a detective discovers a shocking link between the missing women, it's clear the truth can devastate. Now Clements must work against a ticking clock before both wives disappear forever. That is a brilliant synopsis. I mean, I read the first page in the library and I was hooked. I was like, ooh, it looks really interesting. 368 pages, so it's more pages than the other one, but I've read bigger. I mean, again, this is another sort of like crime mystery sort of book. So I really cannot wait to read this. It's intriguing. The Red Queen by Phillippa Greggory. So, oh, shiny light, there you go. This is basically about, because I've read The White Queen, which is about, you know, the white rose of the war, and this is about the red rose of the war. So yeah, it's about the Red Queen and her side on the war, and basically what happened to her, like couple of like diary entries and everything like that in it. It's just, I mean I love it. I mean, it's got a family tree as well, the Lancaster side and the York side. So the Lancaster side was the red and York was the white. I can't wait to read this. I mean, I've always wanted to read this and I found it in my local library and I was like, I'm gonna give this a read. So let's do it. So that is my TBR for the month. I mean, like I said, I am reading 3 books currently at the minute. The first book I'm reading is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This was on my TBR last month and I've only just got round to reading it and wanting to read it. I've been wanting to read it for the past month, but I just saw it's really gripping at the moment. I mean, I'm on chapter 6, page 59 at the moment, and I'm just loving it. I'm like whizzing through this book right now. Next book I'm currently reading, is Noughts and Crosses by Malorie Blackman. I have read this book before when I was in school, which is a long time ago, and I didn't really like it. But now that I'm older and now that I understand a bit more, I thought I'd pick it up and try again. And so far I am on page 190. And I'm absolutely loving it at the moment. I love how the whole class system works, and it's just absolutely amazing. I mean, it's not a sort of thing that I would read with like racism and discrimination and everything like that. I find those a bit touchy for me, to be honest, but I thought I'd give them a read, and then if I like them I'll continue reading the series, but so far I'm really enjoying it. Okay, the next book I'm currently reading is a whopper, and it is the first book that I've ever read from this author, and I'm just like mind blown at the moment by it. It is very tricky to read. I say tricky to read, it's just hard to understand some of it, especially with the magic in it. It's very technical, and that is of course the Mistborn series, and I'm reading The Final Empire by Sanderson at the moment. Wow, like this is the biggest book I'm ever gonna read. I did get the box set when it was a trilogy, so I've had these books like years and I never got round to reading them. One of the reasons is because of the size of them. I was very scared of the size of them. And yeah, big books do kind of scare me. I'm on page 106 so far. Absolutely loving it. It is a high fantasy, an adult fantasy. The whole Allomancy and the whole misting and the Mistborns is slightly confusing, but I am getting round to it and it's all good. And I've only just recently discovered that there is, bear with, like a whole sort of like glossary of what everything means. Like, what? Like, that is so much, that is so handy. Like, I mean, I'm reading this book and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? And I'm Googling it and everything like that. And I just realised that there's a whole glossary at the back of the book for it. But I'm really enjoying this series and I would love to continue it. So, wish me luck on that one. Okay guys, so that is the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it and I really hope I stick to it this time. I mean, I can't really force myself into reading something that I don't really want to read. And I kind of hope I read more books this month, really. So, I mean, I am currently reading 3 books already so far, and I have nearly dropping them everywhere. So those are the books so far. So yeah. So these are the books so far that I will be planning on reading. So anyway, comment below what you plan on reading this month, and you know, if you got any thoughts on any of these books at all, just comment down below. Well, yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!